What's going on with y'all? It's the good brother Biz by Josh coming at y'all live and direct. Welcome to another episode of the Neighborhood Socialpreneur. Appreciate y'all for coming in and stopping by today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to drop in the comment sections which I want me to speak on more, right? So, right now, here's what I want to talk about today, y'all. The importance of investing in yourself and seeing yourself as an asset and not a liability, okay? Everything in life has a cost. Everything in life has a cost of either good or bad, and intrinsically, ultimately understanding that the decisions that you make have weight, right? It's so important, all right? And you can either add things in your life that are going to be an asset, or you can add things in your life that are going to be a liability. What do I mean by that? Some of y'all asking, Biz, what you mean by that? Josh, what you mean by that, bro? I'll tell you. So in my life right now, I'm at a space where I currently don't drink, I don't smoke. I spend most of my time pretty much working on the things that I'm extremely passionate about, which I'm very thankful to be in a position to do so. I spend time taking care of my health. I spend time striving to tap into with my loved ones more, especially because for the last 10, 11 years of my life, I've been very much career centered, right? And I realized that money flows a lot easier to me in a way in which not only am I able to acquire and participate in the acquisition of more financial stability, I'm also able to better keep my money. Why? Because I'm focusing on getting 8 hours of sleep. I'm focused on taking care of myself, taking care of my health. And those are assets that I've started to add to my life more, right? And it's just, I feel like to a degree it shows, and by the grace of God and the universe, we've been able to get into this position, skin glowing and everything. Yeah, y'all see it, y'all see it. However, I can't just give y'all the sunshine. I gotta give y'all the stormy clouds too. I remember there was a certain point of time in my life where I was investing into nothing but liabilities, right? So for myself, especially coming from a family where alcohol has been the probably one of the greatest derailers for most people in my family, being a person who excessively drank was probably not the best thing for me, right? That was a liability. Drugs, that was a liability. Not being a person who was a faithful partner, or being a person who was a person of their word, those are liabilities, right? And I would invest my time and the energy into things that would make me a greater liability or add liabilities to my life. And so my bank account would reflect, my finances would reflect. And I've always been a person who's been able to get to the rock, get to the money. However, for me, it was difficult to get over the hump of being able to, you know, not just create and build, but also retain and multiply, right? That is another portion of having an asset, right? It's not about what you can make, it's what you can keep. The person who is making $60,000 a year and is saving 40,000 is going to be a lot more wealthy than the person who's making $1 million a year and doesn't know how to keep any of it or multiply slash magnify it. So I say all this to say that for me, the transition was learning how to multiply the assets in my life and figuring out the things that are really important. So for some of y'all right now, you need to figure out what your assets and your liabilities are. How do you do this? There's a few different ways. You can get real just OG with it and take out a piece of paper and figure out, you know, put a line down the middle of it, put on one side assets, put on another side liabilities, and say, okay, these are all the things that make my life better. These are all the things that make my life worse. And some of y'all may be asking, how do I know if something is an asset or a liability? Well, you have to determine what your wealth is, right? For me, being not just financially stable, but also emotionally and mentally stable and solid was a real thing, right? So when I got real with myself and I asked, hey, what are the things that are really taking from my life and taking from my energy? I started to make a list and I started to slowly but surely cut those things out, right? And that's just what's helped me. There's people who, they have habit trackers, they have, apps that they could use. You could have a professional coach to be able to work with. But that's what I would say, y'all. Like, focus on adding assets and multiplying the assets in your life and decrease the liabilities. So many of us, and I've been guilty of this on so many occasions, we get caught up in the paper chase. We get caught up in trying to get to the money, trying to get to the rock, and we lose ourselves in the process of going after the money, going after the title, going after the initiative. And especially if you're a person, like myself, who, you come from a more impoverished background, and you've never actually even heard of anybody being in any of the positions that, you know I've been able to, I've been blessed to be in. You can kind of get caught up and wrapped up in that and start to act like your stuff doesn't stink. But the reality is, you, as a person, you have to realize, like, what is your true value, and only you can really set that, right? For some people, their biggest value and barometer for success is always going to be money, right? And if that's your value and barometer for success, and everything else falls to the wayside, then okay, that's perfect. Do you. But if your value and barometer for success is how much time you're able to spend with your kids, how much time you're able to spend with your wife, your husband, and your mother, your father, and like the people in your life that really care, while being able to be financially stable and successful, then now you have to figure out the things that fall in alignment with that, right? So that's just what I wanted to come on and speak about today, y'all. Like, figuring out how to magnify the assets and limit the liabilities, or, as Earn Your Leisure would say. Shout out to Troy and Shad. Assets over liabilities, right? Figure out how to make more assets and less liabilities, and that's just important across the board. Like, some of y'all, folks want to start and magnify a business. If you have more liabilities than assets, and you don't know how to leverage those assets, then guess what? Your business is going to fail 10 times out of 10. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how dope your business idea is. It's not going to work, flat out. So that's just my 2 cents for today, y'all. This video is a bit shorter. I want to try to, or strive rather, excuse me, to do a better job of keeping these videos under 12 minutes or so. So that's really all I got today. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all patience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We've been steadily growing this channel slowly but surely, and I appreciate everybody's insight on this. If you want me to speak about anything else next, please, please, please make sure to drop that down in the comment sections. And of course, make sure to save y'all money. Make sure to tithe. We're coming up on holiday season right now, so figure out a way to give back. Some of my peoples and I, we decided to mobilize, and we're going to go hand out some food this week. But figure out a way to give back to those that are less fortunate, because that energy always returns to you. Karma, good and bad, always comes back. That being said, that's all I got for y'all. One love, one life. Peace.